So we are here and we are ready. And so we know that I am Lake Butler and we are here with Stream. As you see, I am using my phone so I can share. So I need for you guys to share. Come on in and share our show. Now, we are here with the Queen.
Hey, how you doing?
This is Renika McQueen, and she is here. Producer, director, writer, mother, wife, like storyteller, like everything that women want to be. You are doing it right now, sis. And one thing I would like people to know about here on Streams, we're here to give you your flowers right now.
Thank you.
So
I
thank you. I thank you so much for sharing this time with me. I've been had you on my list for like a year now.
Oh, wow, that's crazy.
And
Thank
I am
you.
a fan and a follower.
Thank you. I appreciate
And there's
that.
nothing wrong with that, guys. So don't act like I'm being all creepy. Like, you follow people that you admire and you want to see their work. That's why we're here today, right? Yeah. So what can't you do?
I can't cook that good.
Oh my God,
really? Be honest, I can't cook that good. That's one thing. I mean, I fry you a pork chop, different things like that. But I'm not a cooker. I could cook the basics, but I just can't cook.
So I swear I ask random questions, and that is not what I would think a mother of five would say, because I'm a big cook.
Yeah. But you know what? My husband is also a fantastic cook.
Oh, you're lucky.
Yeah, so
that
he
works.
Cooks a lot too. Like, I don't have to cook every single day. He'll cook, you know what I'm saying? He can cook really good, so that's a blessing. God knew I needed that.
That is a blessing. And I think sometimes when couples try to find a balance, that is something that some women look for. Because my mom have it and my dad. Not saying she can't cook, but he just cooks better. Yeah. He enjoys it,
I think my husband does too. I think he enjoys it. And he just cooks better. Right. And probably because he enjoy it, he cooks better. You know what I'm saying? Me, I'm in the kitchen mad seasoning the meat. Like, but I have to, so.
So, some of my audience is sitting up here like her husband, as we were talking about offline. She is a taken married woman. Yeah. Okay? Yeah. Y'all got that? That's why you be jumping in and she be jumping out. Okay? So, like I said, I am happy to see you outside of the metaverse.
I think,
and I love the fact that you are doing what you do, but you also have time to talk to those of us on social media. Because some people, they produce movies and this, that, and the other, and it's like, so you're not in charge of your own social media? Because I said hi.
No, I'm in charge of all of my social medias. I need help. I'm trying to run every single page by myself. I just told my husband not too long ago, like, you might be running that Chase Encounter page, because I literally do everything on my own.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah, and I'm trying to get hip with all this content creating and all of that, so he was like, you on social media all day, but I don't think he understands that I have to be, because I'm trying to build an audience.
Right. And that is something that is hard in itself. It becomes its own job, and somebody like, you always on your phone, and it's like, no, I don't want to just create a post and then people comment and then I just go into the next thing, because I stop talking to certain people when they post things, and it's like, okay, you're not really posting it to talk to me. You're posting it just so I can say, hey, or I'm looking at you.
No, I'm very active. Like, if I post something and people comment, I try to, like, let's say it could be something as simple as somebody saying happy birthday to me. It could be over 200 people on Facebook, and I'll try to, as long as I see it, say thank you, or, I definitely try to interact with everybody.
Oh, that's so sweet, because on my birthday, you ain't getting none of the hearts. I'm telling y'all, like, y'all be the most random happy birthday people in the world. So before we get into the conversation, I always like to ask our guests, what is a motto that you live by?
Mind my business.
I know that's right.
Yeah, I love to mind my business.
Y'all hear that?
If it ain't got nothing to do with me, I don't care nothing about it. It brings me peace to mind my business. You know what I'm saying?
I'm sure you have people who want to mind your business as well.
They probably do. It ain't much to mind. But they probably do.
That's the fun part about it, because they probably think it's so much. And you can't, like, diminish what you're doing because you got business going on.
Oh, thank you.
You know, we see that. So, okay, so are you a Detroit native?
Yes, born and raised on the east side until 2009 when I moved west. Yeah.
For those of you who are out of state, if I have any out of state, Detroiters have a really bad habit of talking about our city as though it's not one city.
Yeah.
Up until 2009, as I migrated over to the west side.
No, but I'm from the east side. I'm from East Warren. I'm from the east side.
Okay, East.
Yeah.
Okay. What high school?
I went to Dominican first, and then I went to Osborne.
Okay, I can feel that. That's the all-girls school, Catholic. I'm a Catholic school girl, so I don't know too much about public schools in Detroit, but I do know that y'all used to have that donkey ball game.
I went there, and then I wasn't doing what I was supposed to do. And mama was like, "I'm not about to keep paying this tuition for you to be in here,
doing what you doing."
She sent me to Osborne, and I was like, "Bleh."
Was it a culture shock for you?
Yes.
I know.
It was dirty. It was just not, it wasn't, oh my God.
I know.
Yeah.
I made the mistake of asking my mom if I could go to public school, and she sent me to Southwest Detroit for a year.
Ooh.
And I was like, it wasn't long after Lean on Me came out. Like, what is really going on? Like, they gonna rape me in the bathroom.
Oh my God. It was definitely a big difference.
Yes. But it's the best thing about our city because our city is a melting pot and it's just getting bigger. Mm-hmm. And when we talk about your movies, that's something that I wanted to talk about, how you expand. Mm-hmm. You don't know this is anywhere USA when you do your movies. Mm-hmm. And I like that. A lot. But okay, so shocking, which I don't know if everybody know this, but this woman also was a correctional officer for 17 years. Yeah. So you tough.
Yeah. Yeah. I hope I don't have to be tough. I like being who I am right now, but yeah, I got it in me.
17 years, you don't have to have it in you. That was like, I read that like, because one thing I know, and I'll be 45 in March, is that you can live a whole life and then decide that you want to do something different. Mm-hmm. And I think one of the biggest issues that a lot of people, they get in their 40s and they get scared. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, that's almost a fearless job, but I'm sure there was some storylines or movie making in that.
Yeah, it's a lot going on in the prison. It's definitely not what you see on TV, though. You know, they don't get bread and water. They actually, they have keys to their room. They have a gym. They can work out. I think with me working there, it's like every other job. It was what you made of it. You know what I'm saying? So I had my routine. I would go to work, do what I needed to do, and come home safe to my family. At the end of the day, that was all I really wanted to do.
So was that a male or a female prison?
I worked with the females.
Right.
Yeah, I've never been with the males. I wanted to go, though. I at least wanted to go and see what it was like.
Okay.
Because there is a difference, I think, between the male and the female facilities.
So 17 years is a big chunk out of your life. Mm-hmm. How did you decide? And I know you get asked this question all the time. Mm-hmm. Like, how did you decide, like, you know what? I'm going to be a storyteller. Or were you always?
So I was always a storyteller. Since I was a little girl, I've always written poetry. I've always written raps. I've written short stories. I've always done that. And I was even doing it when I worked for the prison. I worked midnights for many years, and I would write short stories. My coworkers would read it, love it, tell me I should finish it. And actually, they had a lot to do with why I was able to write my first book, which was Deceitful Passions, and publish it and stuff like that, because they really influenced me. Mm-hmm. And then when I was at work one night on midnights, they took me to meet a prisoner who had wrote a book called Horror, and she had got a publishing deal. And the book was released and everything. I read it. It was good. I enjoyed it. And I just was like, if she could do this from prison, I know that I can do it. You know
Absolutely.
What I'm saying? And so that was one thing. One thing about me, if I tell myself I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it to prove it to me, not nobody else.
I love that, because I seen somebody write a book with no periods, and I'm still waiting on mine. I'm like, I at least got 2 commas in here. But one of the things that I admired even about that person or anybody is like when you put your pen to paper and you complete it. Like, that in itself is a win. would you write a book again, or are we at the filmmaking portion?
No, I definitely would write a book again. I'm actually writing one now. I just put it down. I need to pick it back up. I got lazy, I ain't gonna lie, but I definitely will always be a writer.
Okay.
Books, whatever it is, whatever God puts on my heart, I'm gonna do it. So film is not just the only thing. Who knows if it's gonna be what I do for the rest of my life? I might wake up and decide I want to try something else. I don't know.
Something I would like for you to explain to the audience, because your accolades is writer, director, producer, you know, actress, you know, but I don't.
My little 5 minutes of fame.
Right. I see you. But can you explain to some people who are not really sure what that producing credit is? Yeah.
So for the producer credits, I am basically the one. So there's an executive producer where they finance the film. I do that as well. So I'm the executive producer for all of my movies. I don't have any partners or anybody else that I finance them myself.
That was kind of my point. I wanted to say she's the money lady.
Yeah.
I just want to let y'all know that.
So it's me. Yeah, it's all me. And if I do need a little extra, if I have needed a little extra, then there's my husband. But other than that, I don't partner with anybody or anything like that. And on the other production side, I am the one who's just hiring the people, like picking out the cast. I'm the one who's doing location scouting, like I'm doing all of that. Yeah, that's me.
Yeah, I kind of wanted to, I knew. Yeah. Because a lot of people don't realize how much financing and things that it takes to do something that looks this good. You guys, behind us is a Family Divided, and this is one of Miss McQueen's movie. Is Miss... How do you say the married?
My last name is hyphenated. It is McQueen Echoes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's cool. McQueen Echoes, whichever one you want to call.
I'm going to call her the Queen, okay? So we have one of her movies playing in the background of Family Divided. You guys got to stream it, I swear, especially if you need a good cry. So while we are talking about this movie, I want to talk about two of your movies. One is Cain and Abel, and the other one is A Family Divided. Let's start with Cain and Abel. Okay. Let our audience know. This took me on a whirlwind.
Okay.
This took me on a whirlwind when I took an edible. And my brother was like, "What's going on?" I'm like, "It's just getting so bad." But
my gosh.
Wow. I thank God for the life I have, you know. But I want to, can you tell our audience a little bit?
So Cain and Abel actually was a book that I started writing years ago that I did not publish. I didn't finish it. It was called My Brother's Keeper, actually. And with what's going on in the movie, you should be able to understand why it was originally called My Brother's Keeper. And so I didn't finish it. I put it down. So when I was filming my very first movie, Deceitful Passions, and I was just about done, and I was like, I want to do something else. I want to jump into something else. And I didn't have a script. So I was like, you know what? Deceitful Passions was a book. I turned that into a movie. Let me pull out some of the old things that I have, see what I have. And Cain and Abel was it. But, of course, again, it was My Brother's Keeper. And for some reason, I don't know, toward the end, I just decided to change the name. And then I flipped the script with how I ended it. Because when I was writing it, I had made it all the way to the middle, but I didn't complete it. So when I decided to change it to Cain and Abel, that was why the ending was the way that it ended. A lot of people think that it is a biblical movie. It is not.
It's not.
Yeah, I did, take a little incident, from the incident. I did take something from the Bible,
right?
But it is not biblical at all.
Right.
Yeah.
And I even like that, even with the characters' names, that it wasn't so obvious that was their names. That was their actual middle names or whatever. But I was like, those some good-looking twins. I know they're young, but those some good-looking men. Yeah. You guys got to tune in. You got to watch that. And that was your 2021 movie, correct?
Yep.
And then we moved to next year. You got 2 years in between the two, and you
dropped A Family Divided.
Right.
Yeah.
And tell us a little bit about this.
So Family Divided 1 is something that I wanted to do because I wanted to make a movie that everybody could watch. Like, if you're watching something, if you want to watch a movie with your whole family, your children, you can, your parents. although I am a 45-year-old woman, there's certain things that I'm just not going to watch with my parents.
Right.
There's certain things that I'm just not going to watch with my children. And I wanted, parents to be able to sit in a room and, family day, put on a movie is something you can watch. I wanted it to be emotional and tell a good story, but I did not want to, I just didn't want to do like the street thing this time. I wanted to show people my range of what I can do with film. I'm not just can only do one genre. I can do several. I can do whatever God puts on my mind. And so that's what I wanted to show with the Family Divided. And I think I did.
I think you accomplished exactly what you went out for.
Thank you.
So
Thank
know
you.
that.
Thank you.
Round of
Shout
applause.
out to my cast, too, and my crew from the Family Divided. I love them. Shout out to every single one of them. I'm not going to start naming no names because if I forget one, I'm going to feel bad.
But I'll shout out the leading man, big man. Hi. I don't know if you single, but you fine.
Zoe?
I like him.
Oh, do you?
This like the second time on the scene Zoe and something. I'm like, I think I like him. I like the fact that actually he's not the traditional leading man. And I can't remember what movie he was in before. I had Kamal Smith here.
Diamond Girls. He's in a few movies.
Right.
Yeah.
But he's not traditional. And I love that. Actually, this whole idea was not our traditional Detroit industry film at all.
And that's another thing I wanted to touch on, especially with Zoe. I wanted to show that he was a good black man. He was a good, loving father, that he was not a cheater. You know what I'm saying? He was a good black man who loved his family.
Well, so my next question, you know how we're going to get into it. He was a good black man with a white woman.
Yeah. A lot of people was mad about that. So I got dragged a little bit for that.
I was going to ask about that because in both Cain and Abel and this movie, you had interracial couples.
Shake the table.
Right. So, and I was wondering about that, with my single black woman ass.
No, so look, seriously, no shade to black women or anything. It's just that sometimes I understand that when you put an all-black cast in a movie, that's who is going to watch it.
Absolutely.
All black people.
Absolutely.
So for me, I want, when someone put my movie on, I want them to feel like, oh, this is something I can watch. You know what I'm saying? I don't want just one race. You get what I'm saying? Too?
Absolutely.
So now my next film that I'm getting ready to do is, it's a black strong family. But yeah, I did want to mix it up a little bit.
And I graduated.
And that's the only reason why.
I graduated from CMU. So when you live in a town like Mount Pleasant, you see a lot of men graduating from college and grabbing a white bunny and going to have a family. But what was real about it was, shout out to my ex, but what was real about it was when I get a chance to witness these families, it was very identical to what you see in an interracial family, especially when the African-American side is dominant in the family. We've always been more loving. He had a loving family, an accepting family. Race wasn't a part of it. And you tend to see that a lot on our side. Even the way she expressed her compassion for her children, it was like, y'all better stop playing with this white woman because she is a mother.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? At the end of the day, you know what I mean? And I don't want to spoil anything, but she even bossed up and grabbed his face like, look, I ain't playing with my kids. Yeah. And I'm like, that's a mom.
Yeah. and no matter the race, she's a mother.
She's a mother. And I was wondering about any kickback in the industry about that.
Only from the Tubi group.
Yeah, for sure.
The Tubi group, they was dragging me like, oh, she did not fit. She did not. But you know what? I love her. She's so strong in real life. Like, I really love this lady. Like, she came on set. She was so professional. She was on time. She knew her lines. She did everything that I needed her to do. So regardless of what the Tubi group or other people feel about her, I love her, and I would love to work with her again.
And what people have to understand, and what I love more than anything about any negative comments, is still exposure. Because you know what happens when somebody be like, well, that white girl, this and that, and somebody be like, well, I got to watch the movie. I need to know what they talking about, and then ratings go up.
Yeah, I was just going to say that.
So we thank you, haters. Thank you so much. So as a filmmaker, we just got done with the strikes that they have in Hollywood with traditional filming versus CGI. Have you given any thoughts about that when making films?
I feel like with that part of the industry, Black people who have the type of money that I don't have, if they got together and put it together and did their own thing, maybe it would make a shift, a change. Because we do a lot of great things. We do a lot of great movies. We have a lot of great actors. And sometimes we have to stick together and stand together to show how much power we really have. And so we bring a lot of money in this industry, into the industry. So that's just my thoughts on it. You know, maybe some of them can get together, put their money together, and do an amazing film. And you know, one thing about Black people, they gonna show up for it.
Yeah, we are.
They showed up and showed out.
You should have saved me up.
They are showing up and showed up. And so what I'm just saying is, if my people get together and take their money and be like, you know what, we gonna do this thing, I definitely think they would get the support and the numbers and the money.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I love seeing what we're doing here in Detroit because the collective works. You know, like I said, I've sat down with Kamal Smith, who directed For You. Malachi, who played the coach. Him and I used to be murder mystery actors together. You know, so it's like I feel like I'm a part of this family as well. You know, so when you have streaming services like Tubi, you know, some people are accusing these services for killing traditional cinema, but it's also making a way for filmmakers like you. So how do you feel? Do you care?
No.
Yeah.
I
shouldn't.
I care about what I'm doing and what I got going on and how things will affect me and my family. That's what I care about. And I'm going to just be honest. Because I can't run what nobody's doing at Tubi. I don't own Tubi. I don't know. Long as Tubi pay me and pay me on time.
Right.
I can't worry about it. Now, and I hate for it to sound like that. People like, you gotta, if I need to stand up for something, or ride for something, then I will. But I'm just saying right now, you know what I'm saying? Those people are gonna do what they do, and I'm gonna do what I'm doing.
And times change big time. Okay, so on the streaming platforms, and it seems like in the city, we have an overabundance of violence, sex, drugs. Do you think you have an ethical responsibility to people to show something different?
I think I have an ethical responsibility to show something different to my children and to show something different to children coming up. And not so much as adults, because they are already grown. They have their mind made up.
Right.
They're going to feel how they want to feel, do what they want to do. But we have a whole new generation of children coming up that think, you know, even with the young men, the pulling out the guns, the shooting, and killing each other. They don't care about that. Or just the way young women carry themselves. And it is really hard to get certain things through to younger people when they've been raised a certain kind of way. So if the films that I make can help, you know, or make somebody change their way of thinking for a more positive way or something like that, then I'm happy. You know what I'm saying? If, you know what, even if you watch my film, let's say a Black young man happens to come across my movie and he watches it, and then he like, dang, he got his own child or his own daughter, and he like, I need to do better. That's awesome.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, yeah, to a degree. I ain't gonna say it's my total responsibility, but to a degree.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's a great answer.
Thank you.
So, before we let you talk a little shit, we're gonna talk some shit with y'all real quick. What new projects are you working on? What can we expect? It's 2024, and we in January, so I know you have something for us.
So I just, we finished it back in the summertime, The Stranger in Our House, which is a short 1 season, 5-episode series, something that I just wanted to try, get my feet wet, see if I can do it. I did. We are editing the very last episode right now. So I plan to release it maybe the end of next month.
I love that.
Yeah, they all are done except the last episode.
And as I do so often, put my hat in there.
And that's a whole
as season family. 2. We're going to need a podcaster one of these episodes. Okay, so I need you to rant about anything.
Okay.
Anything that burns your biscuits. I got that from a homegirl from another show, but anything.
Something that burns my biscuit. When I see people from here who want to make movies just to make a quick dollar and they just throw something together, it's awful. And they put it on streaming services like Tubi, and then it makes the real filmmakers who really have a vision, who really love what they do, who do want to put out quality work, we're kind of in the same circle as the bad reputation is. Right. You know, Tubi has a very bad reputation.
Yes.
Because of a lot of the movies that are on there, when in fact several of the filmmakers here, they want to do better. Mm-hmm. They want to make quality films. It is not cheap to do. You know what I'm saying? And so I think that the ones who have the bigger goals and the visions, when they money get where it needs to be, they will do better. And I hate that when people step out and jump out and they're doing something with good intentions, I would say that, and then people drag them for trying.
Right.
You know, get on the person that doesn't have the good intentions. You know,
because we can tell the difference.
Yeah, you definitely can tell the difference.
I know who can tell the difference. My son. My son will drag me for watching a fake movie. He'd be like, "Is that fake Tubi movie?" But I'm gonna tell you, yesterday I was finishing Cain and Abel on my phone, and he came up. He's like, "What you watching?" I was like, "Cain and Abel," and he's like, "I've heard of that story before in the Bible." And he looked over at my phone and he's like, "Is it on Prime or Max?"
Yes, it is.
I mean, but that's what he had. But what I knew about King is that he didn't associate the way the movie looked.
Yeah.
Like, one thing that I want you guys to understand about cinematography and things like that, like, me being a photographer, I know the difference in camera work. I know if I film a movie with my camera, I'm gonna get fired. Opposed to that new boy, or was sitting on Miles' desk, it's a big deal. So when he looked at the production of the film and some of the things he's seen quality, and that was a 12-year-old boy. And I want to thank you.
Thank you.
And you guys, that's why we have to go out. And when you see me sitting with these filmmakers, it's because I have nothing bad to say. I'm not here to review, you know what I mean? But I also am not a fake person, so I can't sit here and interview somebody that I don't believe in their work.
Yeah.
You know?
Thank you. I appreciate that. And so for me, with each film that I do, I want to improve in the quality of the whole movie, just all the way around, from the acting to the lighting, to the clarity, to everything. So that's my goal for me. I don't know what nobody else is doing. I don't know, you know. There's some people who I've had conversations with, and they're not willing to spend the money that I spend for the quality of, you know, my stuff and how I want it to look. And, you know, if that's to each his own. But if God blesses me and the money is there and it's in my pocket and I can pay for somebody to have my coloring looking good and have it looking clear, the editor, great. Shout out to Anthony Dones, too.
Shout out to you, guy. Thank you.
He actually is my editor. I actually found him on social media because he did Secret Society. And I love the way Secret Society 1 looked. And it was an independent film, and it was their very first movie, and it looked amazing.
Okay.
And I was like, whoever did their editing and their coloring and all of that, I got to find them. So I stalked them and tried to find them for a long time, and I couldn't. It was like a year later.
Really?
But it all worked out on time, divine timing, because right when I reached out to him, he was available, and we've been working together ever since.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. And I have to see that movie because I have a best friend in Flint, and she's a big Tubi fan. She like, you ain't seen Secret Society yet?
Yeah, Secret Society was dope.
Right.
Yeah, it was really good.
If it's coming from you, I may have to watch that tonight.
It's on Prime. It's on Tubi.
Yeah. Okay, perfect. So I follow you, as I keep saying, on social media. So a few months ago, as those of you know, here in the city of Detroit, we had a strike going on with the automotive company workers and everything. During that time was also auto show. And I have my own opinions, you know, and I've worked at Kobo's for so long. So Charity Preview is also on my bucket list. I just haven't got a chance to get the ticket. So when you mentioned that you were going, I seen a few people spend their time downing you for that. And your response was amazing. Can you tell us?
So here's my thing with that. I was going. That's what I wanted to do. You can't tell me what to do, what not to do. And, you know, it was a lot of people, support them. I did support them. And it was a couple of people, you know, saying things. I said, well, did y'all support the strike of the writers and different things like that? But my thing was this. Like you, was on my bucket list. It was something that I had been wanting to do. And the difference is the money that they got for the charity event goes towards different charities for children.
Right.
It don't go to the workers. It don't go, you know what I'm saying? So, a couple of people try to drag me, and shout out to Randy. Me and her kind of went back and forth about it, and then some of her fans tried to jump on there and drag me, and I had to let them know who I was, and that me and Randy both was from the east side.
Right.
And you ain't gonna talk to me crazy about how I spend my money.
Right.
You know, mind your business. And I went and posted my pictures. I had a great time. Me and Randy ended that conversation. We still cool, support each other. You know what I'm saying? We ain't gotta be beefed out because we have a difference of opinion. But, it was just several people who, did have opinions about it. But my thing is this, I could support it in so many other ways. I had friends that worked there. If my friends was laid off, they need a couple of dollars, I could shoot it to them, you know, buy them some groceries, whatever I needed to do to show my support for them, I could. Everybody's support does not look the same.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but I don't...
Bully me. I don't troll too often, guys. I don't troll. I talk. Y'all know. But I trolled this day. Yeah. I was on that thread like.
Man, I was going in.
Here comes Lisa Brown. Like, no, that's what she said. Like, wait a minute, hold up. You ain't got to really speak for me. What I said was. Like,
and shout out to Lisa. And I think she wasn't trying to, you know, be messy. She was just saying that. Right. I think she didn't know that me and Randy actually had a rapport before that.
No, we didn't know that.
Yeah. Me and Randy had a rapport before that. She actually was in my movie, Deceitful Passions.
Okay.
Randy is very boisterous, and so am I. And Absolutely. So I had to tell Randy, we could do this all day. And Randy was like, yeah, because I'm out of town getting money. And so I said, sister, I'm in the bed getting money. What's what?
Right.
What? You know, at the end of the day, I love her. Shout out to Randy. She's just who she is. I'm who I am, and it is what it is.
And we love that because even with a difference of opinion, it didn't get out of hand. Yeah. It was two women speaking on their belief. And I got into several conversations myself about the thing because I had worked at the conference center for years. So I'm like, if people don't go, I have friends that work food service, and you know the food was amazing there. You know what I'm saying? What do they do for their jobs?
Somebody else mentioned and was just talking about, different people who were working it. If we didn't go and support it, like what would they do?
Right.
So I did see that too. Yeah, but I definitely didn't mean any harm toward them by wanting to go. That was something that's on my bucket list, and anybody that knows me know that if it's a room I want to be in, I'm going to put myself in there. If it's something I want to experience, I'm going to experience. Life is too short.
Life is too short, and you showed us that by stepping into this industry.
Thank you.
And giving us amazing products. You didn't just leap out on faith. This is work of a woman who knew what gifts they had and how to put that on the big screen. And I look forward to following you more, seeing more from you. I'm ready for this series. You know, I'm out of series. Like, because I caught up with everything, you know. But
this is It's short. It's only 5 episodes. Like I said, I don't know what I intend to do with it after, like a season 2. I did start writing a little bit for a season 2, like how can I bring it back or what I want to do. But I'm just excited about it. I'm excited for the cast. I'm excited for the crew, everybody that worked on it. So I'm happy.
I'm happy for you.
Yeah, thank you.
So before we close, what advice would you give someone who worked in a career for almost 20 years and then they up and decided that they wanted to be a filmmaker?
Make sure you have your money up first. I would not walk away from my job instantly because, I've had people reach out to me and ask me that, like, I saw you walked away from your job and I want to quit my job so bad. And I tell them, like, you're reaching out to the wrong person and just tell you. Like, I don't just tell people to do that because it may not work that way for everybody, but it happened to work that way for me. And what people don't understand is this didn't happen overnight for me. This was a process. You know what I'm saying? And it took a minute, and it took a minute for me to build the courage. And not only did it take a minute for me to build the courage, I had to make sure my money was still flowing in because at the end of the day, I have a husband who does very well for himself, but I don't want to depend on a man. I don't want to be asking for, I need some money to get some underwear. No, I need my own coins because I've always been very independent. And so once I saw that it was financially still working out and going, I was like, okay. And then I talked to my dad about it, and my dad encouraged me, like, But then something happened at my job that was like the icing on the cake for me. And I was like, oh, I'm cool. 2 things actually happened. And then I just felt like that was my sign. And I went to work. I had been on vacation. I went to work, and while I was at work, I was still nervous, like, I'm about to put in my 2-week notice. And I battled back and forth with myself because keep in mind, that's 17 years of Blue Cross, Blue Shield, dental, vision, all kind of extras. And if I walk away from that, then all of that falls on me. I can't depend on the state of Michigan. And but I decided to. I sent them my 2-week notice, like, this is my last pay period. But I didn't go back after that day. I quit that day. I was done that day. Yeah.
Y'all hear that? Did y'all hear that?
That I would want to give to somebody is just have a plan. Don't just walk away from your job to jump into filmmaking because you may not make any money at first. Or you may spend more money than you make. So you definitely got to have a financial plan. And you just got to have a financial plan, believe in yourself, and do it the correct way.
And it's something that I want people to realize because I sat down with Jada Jones a couple of weeks ago, and you said something similar. When I was done with my project, I went to my papers and I pulled out something else, which is like a statement of saying, I write. Like, I can't pull out a script. Like, you be like, let's go home and get a script. I'll be like, a script? I can barely finish a diary. Like, so when people speak in that way, it's like I have projects that I just sit on and it's not their time, or I'm not even sure if I want to put it out there.
That happens a lot.
And I don't think people realize, like, these writers and filmmakers, this is what they do. This is their dream. And you mentioned that you wrote raps, but I ain't gonna ask you to rap for me.
Nah, sorry.
I was about to say 1, 2, 1, 2.
No.
Like,
but I did, man. Back then, I used to write everything. Like, yeah, everything.
We love that. So, guys, you make sure that if you're serious about this, first and foremost, keep your money up. Okay, and then it's your life. You follow your own dreams. All right. Do you have anything to say to our audience before we end today?
Just for anybody that supports me, who is supporting me, who has or will support me, I just want to say thank you. And just even if you turn the movie on and you feel like you don't watch it, let it play so I can get paid.
Right. Oh, that's even better.
And don't just do it for me. Do it for all the independent filmmakers that you like. They may make a movie one time and you be like, no, it ain't really my cup of tea. But guess what? You've watched several movies that were $1 million budgets and you still watched it or you still put it on or something. People say, I love to put on a movie and go to sleep. Okay, well, put mine on there and go to sleep so I can get paid. I would rather you put it on there and watch it and love it, but I'm saying that to say, even if you don't, help the independent filmmakers out by running it. Let it play.
Love that.
Turn it on, put it on your TV. It's so many independent filmmakers that you could support. And if you're just around the house and you're cleaning up or whatever and you ain't even paying attention and let one movie run, you know, the thing about Tubi is when it goes off, another one pops right back on. So now you're supporting 2 independent filmmakers in a day. So, yeah.
I love that idea. But I'm asking you guys to watch Cain and Abel and to watch A Family Divided.
Yeah,
and
thank you.
Your other movie?
And, my first one, Deceitful Passions. Yeah. That was my very first movie. So watch all 3 of them.
Yeah, because I'm like, I'm a fan. I'm going home to see it. I'm going home.
So you can see where I went from Deceitful Passions to Cain and Abel to A Family Divided. And you can see the direction that I'm trying to go in.
I love that. Yeah. So, Love Bugs, our time is up. This is it for today's episode of Stream. Thank you to the unstoppable Renika McQueen, the queen, my new sister. You gave that sister vibe to it. I don't have a sister, so I love it.
Not by my mom.
Don't let's not get into the dance. You can write a movie about that. Okay, Love Bugs, this is it for today. I'll see you guys next week. Bye-bye.
Okay, let me turn this live off for you.